If you think America's two-party system is dysfunctional, then you're in the right place. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Art. Ooh, that is hot. I'm in Iowa someplace and it's raining. So I decided not to shoot at an outside location. I'm in the cab of my truck. But I guess to a certain extent that's part of the point. I'm trying to encourage a discussion. A discussion can happen anywhere. So I hope you have a discussion, and I hope I can encourage that discussion. This is my book, Political Cocaine: How America Got Hooked on the Two-Party System and How to Intervene. I have to remember to do that right away or else I forget. And I guess that's supposed to be the point, but actually the point really is putting the system back in the hands of common people instead of professional politicians. The two-party system is so contrived. Over 40 new democracies since the fall of communism. And how many of those democracies chose a two-party system? Answer, none. If it's such a great system, wouldn't somebody else want one? And every particular issue that's brought up, once it's in the two-party trenches, the chances of success either way is pretty slim. And it's going to be by a party vote because compromise is almost treasonous by the hardcore partisans. Well, it is to the really hardcore partisans of either flavor. Any type of compromise with the hateful enemy is just not allowed. Well, how can, I don't care if it's a church council or a school board or a county commission, how much are they going to accomplish if half the members of that board feel the other half is full of crap? Or worse yet, they're evil. How does that organization proceed? And in this case, the organization is the United States of America. So let's talk about changing it. Let's talk about limitation of terms, which breaks up the old boys club, but also provides opportunity for young people to move up. And that's the part that is commonly not discussed. But it also breaks the back of the financial system, as the way the parties finance themselves, their legalized corruption. The number two thing is competition. We believe competition is very good for any kind of product. It's good for business. It's good for kids to be involved in competition. So why is there no competition allowed for parties? And of course, it's interesting because the hardcore partisans will say, oh yeah, there's all kinds of other parties. And then they'll turn right around in the next breath and say, well, any vote for any of those parties is a wasted vote because all it can do is chip the balance between the other two. Well, that's where you need to understand that's because the two parties have loaded the scales, so to speak. Well, it's more than that. They rewrote the letters, the rules, because the Constitution mandates the Electoral College, and that's really what makes our government a real hybrid. Why we're a republic instead of a democracy. We're a democratic republic. It's a hybrid. And the unfortunate thing is the presence of political parties just really upsets the whole apple cart. So having only two, first of all, they limited the Constitution by having winner-take-all rules. And so we got to get rid of the winner-take-all rules and get competition between parties. What that means is 48 out of the 50 states have rules, and remember, this is done by the state legislature now. Although the Electoral College is mandated by the Constitution, the selection of electors is left up to the state legislatures. Well, who controls the state legislatures? Well, the answer is Democrats and Republicans. And as a result, they have winner-take-all rules so that whoever wins that state meaning over 50%. They get all of the electoral votes. And that basically means that the parties only have to worry about the quote-unquote battleground states. In essence, they're basically throwing away the competition for president in all of the other states and just coming down to specific areas they feel are battleground states. I find this immoral. Every American vote should count. And the way it was before the election of 1800, that's when everything went wrong as far as I'm concerned. That's when the political parties actually started as organizations. And that's when they first stacked the deck, specifically in Virginia. And I'm sad to say it was my two heroes. It was Madison and Jefferson. And that was because they feared the power that Hamilton was getting together, and they were referred to as Federalists, but they weren't yet organized. They didn't have to be organized. They were all going in the same direction. And, Hamilton was calling the shots, and he said what's good for business, and immediately all these business guys and trades guys are on the bandwagon. Didn't need to organize. They just needed to follow Hamilton. And so Madison and Jefferson feared this, and that's actually the formation of the first political party, the Democratic Republican Party. How ironic. And that was the first actual political party, and it allowed Jefferson to beat Adams in the election of 1800. Well, hopefully that's something for you to discuss, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Rain or shine, every day's a gift. So please unwrap it carefully. There's some good stuff in there. Have a great day.